to the program this morning. I'm Ibrahim Shita, standing in for Yori Folari. This morning on the show, we will be looking at yet another political development, especially with certain individuals who are already scheming to position themselves for the toughest job in the 2027 elections. You would recall that a galaxy of politicians, including Senator Shehu Sani, called attention to the nature of the gathering of the northern Nigerian political elite that met in the Daura country home of former President Muhammad Buhari, ostensibly to pay him Eid homage. But pointedly, he argued that it was a political gathering. Senator Sani, who formerly represented Kaduna Central in the 8th National Assembly, made his observation via a tweet 2 days ago, and he's joining me from our Abuja studios. Good to see you, Senator Shehu Sani. Senator, can you hear me? Let me try to reconfirm again if you can hear me, Senator Shehu Sani. Yeah, I'm afraid we're having a bit of difficulty to hearing Senator Shehu Sani. I just heard your voice just a while ago.
Let me thank you for having me in your program.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So you actually made a post on the Facebook, and then you were talking about the...
Yes, I can hear you faintly.
Right. You're talking about the recent visit by some of the northern elites, who visited the former President Muhammad Buhari, ex-President Muhammad Buhari in Daura by...
Yes, I can hear you.
So we'll be demystifying most of the things that you said in this post. So including some of those who visited him included former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Why do you believe these meetings were more than just Eid homages, but rather a strategic move to build a strong Northern Alliance aimed at challenging President Tinubu's government in 2027, as you recently stated on your Facebook handle? Okay, so I'm having a difficulty to get to connect with Senator Shehu Sani. We'll take a break so that we'll fix that. We'll be right back. Just stay with us.
There is always more to a story than the scribbled line. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Our planet, our home, threatened by man's activities with fears of mass extinction on the rise. On Real Angle, we examine the issues that affect our environment, seek solutions to put us on track, to secure and restore a cleaner and greener world for generations to come.
It's not a regular...
Thanks for staying with us here on This Morning. As we started, we'll be talking to Senator Shehu Sani, who formerly represented the Kaduna Central in the 8th National Assembly, who made an observation via a tweet 2 days ago, and then he's joining me from our Abuja studio. So I was asking you that given the recent visits to ex-President Muhammad Buhari in Daura by prominent northern politicians, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, why do you believe these meetings were more than just Eid homage, but rather a strategic move to build a strong Northern Alliance aimed at challenging President Tinubu's government in 2027, as you recently stated on your Facebook page?
Thank you for having me in your program. Well, first of all, it is recognized that it is a tradition or a culture or a convention that has been part of us for a very long time. Whenever there are religious festivities like the Eid, politicians and people pay courtesy visits to prominent personalities as a form of homage. But I can say this specifically, the one that has just happened in the last few days. If you go through things that have been happening in the last few months, you will see that the visit to former President Muhammad Buhari has become regular. And the point of it is that there is an intent to resurrect his political charm in northern part of the country and see how he can be used as a rallying point to organize forces that will work against the present administration. I have no doubt about it. You need to simply go through the internet and also listen to people. You can't get the views of the common people in the north via what is said in English language or what is being posted in English language. But you can get the views of the people and also the statement being made by some of these leaders when they speak in Hausa language. And I stand to be corrected, but I know that as time goes on, what I have raised will come to reality. President Muhammad Buhari has a large fanatical following prior to 2015. The northern masses believe in him, and the belief was rabid. It reached a point where to criticize him, to even advise him or to caution him is being seen to be a blasphemy in the hearts and minds of the masses of the north. So the whole thing is, that was the charm that he used, and then he gathered support from that grassroots level, and then, as God have it, in an alliance with political forces from the south, he emerged the president. They were able to evict the PDP out of power. Now, there's one, two politicians who have lost out in this administration, who thought that they should be part of this government, and they have lost out. And there are also other forces who believe that the administration has not been favorable to northern part of Nigeria. And there are also others who believe that this is a good opportunity for them to strike. All of them from the north are intending to see how President Muhammad Buhari can be another avant-garde of that struggle to recapture power by evacuating this administration. So the whole theory is that let's maintain touch with Muhammad Buhari, let's build alliances and forces across the northern part of the country, and then see how some of the issues that have been raised against the administration can be used as the basis to pull out the carpet out of the government. Now, if you go through statements that have been made of recent, there are issues that have been raised in the north. People are raising issues about the movement of some section of Central Bank to Lagos. There are also rumors being circulated that the capital city of Abuja will be irrelevant, is going to go back to Lagos. And there are also issues they raised about nepotism, ethnic favoritism, that the present administration has been appointing most people in positions of power and authority that come from the northern part of Nigeria. And there are also religious groups in the north that have raised issues that they worked for this administration and then they were sidelined. I can tell you that all these issues are being gathered and they are going to be the points that will be used to mobilize the northern masses to work. The whole thing is that they have theorized that out of the 8-point-something million votes that Aswaju got, 5 million come from northern Nigeria. And as such, how can they pull up the rug out of him? The whole thinking is that by the North pulling out its support for him, they can take over government. And the only way to do it, there is no one that they felt that could have been, can be a rallying point to this than President Muhammad Buhari. I spoke because I have to draw the attention of both the people in the North and also those political forces. Before 2015, nobody has the right number of people, especially from the North, that have died in the struggle to install Buhari as the president of Nigeria. If you remember the 2011 post-election crisis, before then there was 2007 election issues, the North, the masses of the North fanatically believed in him. But after 8 disastrous years, what has the North gained? He came to power and met the North facing a problem of insurgency and terrorism. By the time he left, he added banditry to it. Even in Kaduna State, before 2015, the number of out-of-school children were less than 1 to 2 million. By the time he left, almost 80% of most people young people in Kaduna State were out of school. Kidnapping and banditry was at its highest. People become more impoverished, and credible statistics have shown that poverty under his government has catapulted to an unimaginable level. The North has not gotten what it wants. We couldn't get our security fixed. We couldn't get our economy fixed. Things got worse. So, if you can also remember, most of the security apparatuses in the country were headed by Northerners, and they couldn't address the problems of insecurity in our country. So for such a person who left a dismal performance, one that had left people bewildered and beleaguered, especially those from the northern part of Nigeria, how can that person be a rallying point? So I have to call the attention of the whole country that if we go along this path, the North has been in power from 2015 to 2023. And I believe it is in the interest of the region, in the interest of peace, the security, the unity, and the continuity of Nigeria as a nation, as a sovereign state, that there is a need to allow the southern part to complete the tenure. And in 2023, I supported Atiku Abubakar because I had been in PDP, and I can't imagine myself being in a party and supporting another candidate in another party. But it has happened already. Senator, if you can hear me. And it is in the interest of this country, because when Buhari was the president for 8 years, there has never been any serious southerner. And when I say serious, I mean one that has political clout that challenged him. So I said it is important that we take this into cognizance. Desperation for power should not be a reason to rock the whole boat of the country. Absolutely,
Senator. If you can hear me, you also described those involved as power drunk because you believe that no serious southerner challenged former President Buhari for 8 years, and that these northern politicians are dragging the region to a new political journey through a landmine. But anyone would argue that it's within their democratic rights to present themselves for elections whenever they deem fit to. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I believe that every Nigerian is entitled to his political opinion. And also, there is virtually no extant law that prevents. Can you hear me?
Yes, carry on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
I believe that every Nigerian has the both political, democratic, and constitutional rights to contest for any election at any time. But it is important that we recognize the challenges we face as a country and the fault lines of this nation. One part of the country can't continue to dominate the political power in the country, in the sense that we had it, and those who were opportune to hold political offices were not able to use the opportunity of power to address the problems we have in northern part of Nigeria. So I think it's time we have a break and then give it to others to see how our problems can be changed, can be addressed. In Kano, in Zamfara, in Katsina, in part of Sokoto State, Kebbi, Niger, and states in the northwestern, most states in the northwestern part of Nigeria. We lived a life of hell, and for the whole 8 years of Buhari administration, he has not been able to address the problems of banditry, of terrorism, despite trillions of naira being pumped into it. So the political forces who have just arisen now are more interested in power for themselves than actually address the problems of religion. There must be a Nigeria before you think of political power. If you continue to show this kind of desperation and then incite the northern masses to now resurrect that fanaticism that has been before 2015, the worst will be left for it. If now you gather people to say that power must come back to the north, these are the issues that lead to usually crisis and violence that we had in 2011. So I caution them to be very careful, not to plunge this country into an unnecessary crisis and inferno. So I said that desperation for power is what led them to such kind of thoughts of using Buhari as a rallying point, and it's not going to augur well for the country. And I said this in general terms to whoever think of this way, because they are thinking of coming together and then see what they can do to return power to the north. And I believe this is a very dangerous move as far as the unity and peace of the country is concerned.
Yeah, interesting stuff. I'll still be asking you further questions to demystify, because the tweet that you actually made, is